We've signed a player with the surname Moore. Shame it's not Kiefer Moore. So a signing and a potential head coach search finally coming to a long overdue end. But let's quickly talk about the signing that we've made. So the first bit of news today is that Sunderland have signed Simon Moore from Coventry City. I'm not going to bother reading the whole statement because it's just going through what he's done in his career. But long story short, he's joining the club on a 2-year contract with a club option of a further year. He's 34 years old, I believe, and he's someone that will add some much-needed experience into the dressing room. Me personally, I get the impression, because I believe he was Coventry's 3rd or 4th choice last season, so I do believe that he was he's someone who I think is probably going to come in just to be experienced in the dressing room. A kind of a goalkeeper version of Corey Evans in some senses, even though Evans was signed to play, essentially. And obviously Moore's not going to be signed not to play. I know I'm rambling a bit here, but I do think that Moore will be signed just from some experience. That suggests to me, with Alex Bass already having gone out the door, that Nathan Bishop will probably soon follow. And Matty Young might be 3rd choice, although I prefer he gets an EFL loan move to like a League 2 club maybe, or something like that. But yeah, he's been, well, one quote he did say in his quotes in the statement is basically saying that I've been part of some very successful dressing rooms over the years, and I'd like to think I can bring that to Sunderland. He basically featured as Sheffield United won from promotion from League One to the Championship, but that was quite a number of years ago. That was in the 2016-17 season. And then obviously he's part of the squad that reached the Premier League in 2019. Again, that was 5 years ago. And he's featured 44 times for Coventry since joining them. So I would say that it's someone with a bit of experience in the dressing room, and that can't be a bad thing. He might end up being a very good character. I mean, maybe we might see that sort of importance from him from the playing side of things. There's no doubt that Sunderland definitely need to add some more experience into this summer, but time will tell. I do think that he'll be signed just as an experienced backup, really, but we'll see how he ends up settling into the area. And the other bit is that it looks like we might be finally getting a head coach, or at least that we're going to be moving along in the bid to finally end our long search for a head coach. The head coach in question will be Regis Labrie. Now, please tell me if I've got that wrong, because my pronunciation skills are quite frankly god-awful. But it says that apparently we're hoping, but the likes of Keith Downey from Sky Sports, Phil Smith from the Sunderland Echo, I think Scott Wilson from the Northern Echo, I think might have said this. But the consensus seems to be that we look like we're hoping to appoint him over the weekend. Apparently he is still at Lorient, or Lorient, I can't remember how you pronounce it, but it sounds to me like he is potentially resigning from them, or he's leaving of his own, or one way or another he's leaving, and apparently wants to come over to him. So he wants to come over here. So we'll wait and see. I mean, the first outlet that broke it was a French outlet that basically confirmed that the ginger Will Still, basically went to Lens after he claimed he wanted to manage in England. But point being that I want to see this search come to an end, because I've started to feel really apathetic with it all. Am I overexcited about the appointment? Not particularly, because he had a very good first season with Lorient in 22-23, the year we got the playoffs and the Championship under Mowbray. But they got relegated last season and apparently conceded one of the most amount of goals in the division. But so yeah, I'm going to be in for a good time, aren't I? But apparently he had a couple of big players sold from the Lorient hierarchy. So I'm keen to see how he's going to end up doing here, because I know that we're going to lose probably 1 or 2 assets, but the thing is, I'd like to think we should have enough good assets there to maintain, and a lot of it depends on what we do with the money once these players are sold. I will say this, mind, for someone who has been a very big fan of Speakman, bit on the fence with him at the minute, even though I still think KLD escapes way too much criticism by comparison from supporters. But I do think he needs to get this appointment needs to be right for him, because if this appointment isn't right, then his position wasn't untenable with a lot of people before, it definitely will be after this. So let's wait and see what happens with this one. But part of me, I'm not overly enthused, but at the same time, I'm relieved that this is coming to an end. But I still stand by that it took way too long to get here. Way too long. But we'll wait and see. Maybe if he was employed by Lorient until recently, then what much could the club have done about it? and we know what we're like with compensation. But anyway, guys, if you're watching the video and you're not a regular subscriber, if you could hit the like button and subscribe down below, it would mean a lot. And be respectful in the comments, as always, because in these day and age, that seems like a lot to ask for, even though it really shouldn't be. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that Simon Moore will be anything more than just experienced backup? And do you think Labrie, if that is the right pronunciation, will be a good appointment or not? And if so, why? Take care, you lovely lot. And yeah, see you guys soon, I guess, when a head coach is finally going to be appointed.